Okay, guys, I just wanted to share my personal reading, just a quick overview of it. Here, let me just. So let me get it set back up to how it came out here. Okay. So, there's one card in particular that I wanted to share because I got this message from another I don't think the Seven of Cups. I forget what card. It could have even been an oracle card. I can't remember which card I got that message from, but the Seven of Cups in this disc. In this disc. I was just reading the word disc on the Father, the Shaman of Disc. So I'll show you that Seven of Cups in particular in this deck. What it just confirmed that message of. A couple messages, all in, a few all in one card. So, okay. So let me get this all set up back to how. Okay. So just quickly, okay, so the Divine Feminine. Okay, so I've been getting this Nine of Wands a bit. Yeah, I've been kind of like sad, lonely, that kind of 3D humanistic, flesh body, ego, mental, emotional stuff. Okay. Oh, but see how there's two spirals here. Okay, she's keeping these flames lit, even though she has to continue with her life, which is, she still has to. We're the Fool. We're being our true, authentic self, holding the space for the masculine, but keeping these flames all lit and fueled, okay, for these two spirals, okay, that she's holding the space for, okay. That's our DNA, the two twins, whatever, however you want to look at it. Those represent the twins' energies, okay? And she's protecting these flames, keeping them lit, like keeping that light on, okay, holding that space, being true to herself, okay. And if we're true to ourselves, we're bearing that load, we're bearing the burden, bearing the brunt of it, because if we're being true and authentic, honest with ourselves, and it's no ego, then this is where we find ourselves right now, and yet it's like we have all these things to do. See how he's like walking on his hands. It's like a circus. There's all this stuff going on around him while we're just trying to like hold the space, stay true to ourselves. So I say he, but it's on the side of the Divine Feminine, but it doesn't matter, because we can feel them and they can feel us, and we're mirrors. So they're doing this in their own way, okay? So there's all this stuff going on, okay, but we still have to maintain. So it's like, wow, keeping that fire lit while we're like doing all the day-to-day stuff we have to do to live our lives, all our spiritual work, if we have a YouTube channel, all this stuff. So it's a lot. And the reason it's a lot is because you're holding the space that you're holding, the circus that you're staving off so you can keep these flames lit for your Divine Feminine, masculine, or whichever one's holding the space. It could be the masculine holding the space for his partner is considered the feminine, or her partner is considered the feminine. Okay, so it doesn't matter, but it's a heavy burden because it's a very important job, and this ain't no scrub. Even though they could have appeared to be that way through your egoic, perception, like before we knew we were twin flames and this whole journey, blah, blah. So, I mean, but this also could be the Divine Feminine is really embodying and the Emperor is like Aries, right? Super fire. I mean, we might need that grrr right now in order to be strong enough to hold this space and be our true authentic self and not bite everybody's heads off, right? So, because you can see it's like a heavy load, but she's kind of like, it's behind her and she's looking forward and she's set, she's seated, Indian style, Native American Indian style on the floor, whatever style. But, it's kind of like lack of movement, so she kind of has just surrendered, Surrendering to that is, because this can be a need for self-defense, but you can't hold that vibration for very long. You can't hold really any vibration because energy wants to keep moving and flowing, so it's just like, okay, I surrender, The Fool is kind of open to whatever God wants to show us along our path. So we either have to be this Emperor, fiery Aries, this fieriest of the fire signs, right? This is the most just big, fiery, passionate energy, okay? So we're either holding, that's why it's the Nine of Wands, because we're holding the space for this. This ain't no little squib, right? This is the Emperor. This is your twin flame, okay? So you're either holding the space for this energy or you are this energy, and it's both because we're a mirror of each other because we're twins. But there's, okay, Eight of Wands. I keep seeing it quite a bit, and that's fast communication, but it could be, you getting downloads from source, synchronicities that lead you on a trail of breadcrumbs, and you find out some more information that helps you along your path, helps you to hold the space, just helps to, aid you with whatever you need in that now. But it could be a message of love coming in, because that's like, the winged ones. They love love. They love to bring people together in love. And that one has a horse's tail or something too. But kind of like Sag energy. So see, yeah, it's like an archer, right? And has like a horse's tail. So, and I'm Sagittarius rising. So I don't know in other decks if that's associated, the Eight of Wands is associated with Sagittarius. Some decks, each card has an association. So there's a lot of fire, okay? Major Arcana, and then just representational energy of, the Fool, and then he's got the King of Pentacles, my twin's Virgo. So we have the Knight of Wands crowning. Okay, so that is fast-moving action. Okay, because I was getting like, well, he's moved on in his emotions. He's moving away from, karmics, whatever, behavior patterns. Okay, so the Divine Masculine is moving away from all this, detaching emotionally, because it's cups, okay? And then this, when I was shuffling the three cards, or let's see, what flew out? Yeah, it was this, I believe. This was the very last one. So, the Seven of Cups might have been separate. I'm not sure, but I know that, I believe it was the Six of Swords that flipped out. Okay, so mentally they're moving on as well. Okay, so I was like, well, they've mentally and emotionally detached and moved on or whatever. What about action-wise? I'm like, well, I guess there's no way. And then I was like, oh wait, there is the Knight of Wands, okay, the Son of Wands. So there is action too. So you may not see it, but maybe they're, who knows, like quite literally, like going to gynecologist or the health, the clinic to get tested and make sure, so they have their paperwork all in order, because when they come to you, they want to have their yab yum, their hyros gamos, whatever, hyros gamos, they want to have that, like, a lot of twins have been waiting for years and years. So it's not like, oh, we have to go through this. It's not like we're jumping in this act together. We've been doing work for years, months, years, okay? So, I mean, I just literally got, like, because I watched a reading, they pulled a awaiting the results card, and I just called the clinic to get the results for my son's blood test, which were all normal. And so even though they had the results, I didn't call till today, and she just posted that video today, and it's very interesting because it's the only twin flame of the love ones. I think it was she's really good. When I started watching tarot, she was one of the ones I watched all the time. The Good, the Bad, and the Tarot. I used to get Northeast or something tarot mix up. I think it's The Good, the Bad, and the Tarot. Yeah. I can't remember her name. I want to say Bonnie for some reason. I don't know why. But The Good, the Bad, and the Tarot. Pisces was the only one that had twin flame in the title. And that's my twin's moon sign. And a reading that I did with another deck, he got the moon on his side. And I believe he also got the Magician in the World, if I'm not mistaken. And he got the Magician in the World again right here. But he got the King of Pentacles instead of the Moon card. So when that Six of Swords flipped out, though, where'd it go? Okay, so when this Six of Swords flipped out, what was on the bottom was the Two of Cups. So mentally and emotionally, they're detaching and moving away from all this BS because they have the Death card on their side. There's that Death card again. So they've been transformed mentally, emotionally, and like quite literally with action. They're moving away from all this stuff, detaching, moving away from it. They're looking forward to moving away from it as well, because we have the Three of Wands right at the center, right under the Knight of Wands. Okay, the Six of Swords flipped out, and then we have the Eight of Cups at the bottom. So that it's just. They're looking forward to moving on mentally, emotionally, physically. They're taking those steps to make it happen. But they had to fully embody their own true self and their own power, right? So they had to be transformed and go through all that dark night of the soul, death, rebirth, transformation, okay? Death, growth, rebirth. Or how's it go? Death, rebirth, growth. Death, rebirth, growth. Death, rebirth, growth. Okay, so they had to go through some cycles. Death, rebirth, growth. Emotionally, death, rebirth, growth. Mentally, death, rebirth, growth. In moving forward, how to enact, how to put into action this plan. All these energies, what to do with them now. Because he's embodying the divine masculine tangibly, in a very tangible way, so people can see the tangibility of the transformation too, because that's the King of Pentacles, the Shaman of Discs. Like I said, my twin's Virgo, so and the moon's in Virgo right now. Yeah, it just came out of Leo, which is his ascendant sign. So the world is opening up. They're seeing all this, their scope. Okay, they're opening the valve, they're releasing all that pressure, they're opening the scope, the lens, so they can, because maybe they were just focused on their emotions or their thoughts or what are they going to do next, and now it's all come into focus for them. And because of this transformation and them really coming into themselves, into their true authentic self, they're knowing their power. Here's this Magician card again. And with that power comes the strength to move forward mentally, emotionally, physically. And they see you as a reflection of their true authentic self, because there's a Fool card. It's like this full circle, being born again, to come back to maybe everything you already knew, but now you know what to do with it. Um, but that Tower card came blasted in, and look what it did, you know? And I keep seeing like the same results. The world magician, death, world magician, 3 of wands. I mean, they're looking so forward to, you know, rainbow body, hello. Being led by the spirit that is eternal. That is perfect, that is beautiful, that is straight from God. There's a little diamond, okay? And there's the world. See the world and the judgment card together. What did I wanted to... Okay, so remember when that 6 of swords flipped out, the 2 of cups was on the bottom. And the judgment card was the top card. And then, so this... I'll show that very last. I forget how they came out exactly, because I'm like, were these 3 the ones that were together? Because okay, so he's Virgo, so here's, whenever I see the Hermit card, okay, so that's like my twin again, Hermit, so, but this was necessary, this time of reflection and detaching from the world, TV, friends, family, everything was necessary to balance out mind, body, spirit, but also choose that other pentacle to make that complete circuit, right? In the physical, yes, we're complete and whole, okay? We are. But you know, see how this is complete and whole? This is complete and whole. Yes, okay? But there's not this third energy of this circuit that flows between the two, okay? And it's supported. This, you can look at that like an angel, okay? God supporting this union of 2 halves of the same whole. Each half is a complete half, if you look at it like that, right? It's not lacking in its halfness. It is a complete half. It is complete and whole. So, you know, we needed that time to choose, to know who is our other tangible pentacle. Who is it? This choice, okay? And this is the card I want to go into a little bit here. And this was the last one, okay? So, when that came out, Ace of Cups, was it? I can't remember if it was when the 7 of Cups came out, but the Ace of Cups is on the bottom. I mean, I'm sorry, Ace of Discs, okay? That's the 2 becoming 1, right? Brand new beginning. See, little baby, it's like brand new. It's not going to be the same. All the stuff that you experienced, all that negative stuff you experienced with your twin flame, it was necessary and it had to happen so that we could have this, okay? Ace of Pentacles, that's a tangible new beginning, okay? After this death, right? Now it's time for rebirth. Wholeness meets wholeness. Now you have a third energy of wholeness. And what was the top? Oh, the Sun card. Okay, healing, rebirth, regeneration, Ace of Pentacles, Death card. Now we have the Sun card. I mean, it's just the world's here. The Magician. 3 of Wands. Looking forward to it. 2 of Cups. Love, union. And we picked the right cup. So this card I just want to explain. So see the white dove at the top. And she has like a giant vessel of water on her head. I see that as God. Okay, the Holy Grail, this overflowing. So, okay, yeah, in the 7 of Cups, it's a choice. You have all these different choices, beautiful choices, right? So you have 3 over here, 3 over here. Here's the 7th cup. So from those 7 cups, if you choose the proper one, if you prioritize things correctly and you put God first, you become the Holy Grail. And instantly, all other cups are now yours and overflowing and available to you. But if you choose incorrectly, you don't get any of those cups. And the one that you did choose is going to fall out of your hand and break and shatter all over the floor. You're not going to get that one either. You have to put God first. That's the prioritization. Putting God first. Everything else self-prioritizes when you put God first. She chose God and put God first. She becomes that holy grail, overflowing abundance of love and truth, which is the one and the same. Now, all cups are hers. All are available to her. Do you understand that? That's very key, okay? This is a very important message. To put God first. You become the physical embodiment of God, which is this overflowing abundance of love, which equates to truth. Now, all 7 cups are yours because of that. Everything, everything. Because if you put God first, these are all going to be cups that help to sustain this, which is oneness with Source, God, Creator, the reason why you're here, the one who created you. So put God first and embody that perfect, authentic essence, organic essence of God. Embody that. And it makes all of this abundance available to you, and you share it with the world. This is the proliferation, the wealth of love that recirculates when you prioritize by putting God first. And that's the only thing you need to do. It's really simple. We don't need to overcomplicate it. In everything that you do, say, think, feel, put God first. That doesn't mean that everything's going to be, no, you may be crying in a ball on the floor. You're still putting God first. And all these cups are going to become available to you. Okay? The constant flow of restoration from God when you do that. That's how you can be a ball of goo on the floor and pick yourself back up. That's the grace of God. And I said, give me one more just to end the reading. And look what flipped out. 6 of Wands. It's all victorious, okay? In the end, our trophy, whatever, happy ending, whatever you want to call it, it's sitting, your big pile of grapes, your big bunches of clusters of grapes, because you're super thirsty, you just ran a marathon. It's just sitting right there waiting for you. This is the victory card, 6 of Wands. That's holding the space. That's doing all this work. That's putting God first. That's choosing love, choosing truth, detaching from the world, thinking positively, mind, body, spirit, uniting, being one, working together, ourselves, internally, externally. The sun, the grace of God shining on you. Health, wealth, beauty, love, all things good. All things good. Oh my gosh, and I just saw balloons on here, and I had that dream gabayon, which means balloon, for those of you who saw that video, and just random Meryl Streep. We were trying to come up with a magic word to open this gate up that was surrounding this old, haunted mansion. This, not haunted, but you know what a haunted house would look like. It was just decrepit and falling apart. And we were like, oh, we gotta go. What's the word? And she said, gabayon. And then the gate opened up. I don't know why it was Meryl Streep, but there is a person with that first name who's not a female, it's a male, but who me and my twin have a common connection to, but that's how we met, was through this person who owned the property, and we both worked for him, and blah, blah. So that could have been why. So Gabayon, their color, that means balloon in Spanish, and it's like, what do balloons do? They're colorful. They bring joy, laughter, and they just rise and rise and rise. And I know some people are going, yeah, and then they pop and fall in the ocean, and turtles eat them and choke to death and die. And they just, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not focusing on that, because this is the sun card. It's positive. We all know all the decrepit stuff that happens in the world. Okay? We're not letting it affect us. We know it exists. We're still going to have our fun in the sun, no matter what. Because the darkness exists, okay? It's there. So you choose the light. You choose the sun. You choose the fun, the gabayon. Those balloons, those colorful balloons keep rising and rising, right? Sweet soul rising. And it's victorious, the Six of Wands, okay? So this is how it starts, by choosing God, putting God first. Everything else self-prioritizes. Everything opens up to everything. The world is yours. And all these things are things that are sustainable, okay? It's not like, oh, the world opens up to me and I get to have, drugs and prostitutes. And no. Understand what I'm saying here, okay? Now, you're victorious because of that. Alpha, Omega, beginning, end. That's God. And we're a reflection of that down here. And in our spirit, okay? So, all right. I just wanted to share that really quickly. I love you guys. Blessings to you all. Peace be upon you all. And, of course, my mouse is wily. There it is. All right. Love you guys.